Hi, welcome back to the Gluten-Free Nook. Today we are going to make an empanada, nice gluten-free dish. Our ingredients are masa, salt, and water. A nice lukewarm to hot warm water. Some basic tools: measuring cup, spatula, a scoop, measuring spoons, a tortilla press, and a large bowl. And we're going to start with 3 cups of masa. Masa is actually a very inexpensive ingredient. Goes a long ways. We use this also for tamales. And to our 3 cups of masa, we're now going to add 1 teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to take a spatula and mix this up a little bit, kind of get that salt worked in. And now we're going to start adding our water. I started with 3 cups, and you're going to run anywhere from 3 to 4 cups of water, again warm water, and you're going to add some, start mixing it in. It'll be very dry, and then you're going to add a little bit more water in. Again, continue mixing. At this point, I'm just using a spatula, and a little bit here will get our hands down and dirty in the dough. As you can see here, it's still quite crumbly and dry. Scraping down on the sides, making sure nothing is stuck to the bottom powder-wise. And here I'm going to top off with the rest of my water. And it's looking pretty dry still, so I'm actually going to finish off what I have in this little measuring cup and get some more. And I got about another half a cup of warm water. Thoroughly mix, scraping down the sides. As I'm scraping down, I'm kind of checking the spatula and pushing the dough to see how sticky it is. And now I'm going to take my hand and work that dough. Make sure it's thoroughly mixed well. And the texture should be somewhat like a soft cookie dough. Not too hard, not super crumbly. You certainly do not want it mushy. As you can see, as I put my handprint in there, it's actually holding the shape. Mix it a few more times, and then I'll take my finger and just kind of imprint to see how well it's keeping shape. Looks good. Now I'm going to do a practice roll. Does it roll well and stay? It does. So now we're going to take our tortilla press and 2 sheets of plastic wrap. And you're going to put 1 sheet down, and then take a scoop of your masa dough. And this scoop is about a 3 tablespoon size or medium size scoop. And then I roll it in my hands, kind of flatten it a little, make sure the edges look nice. Put another sheet on top, and then close it up and give it a gentle press. I always do 1 test empanada just to make sure the dough does work correctly. So here we're going to do our actual empanada making. Again, rolling, doing a gentle press, sealing up any edges that might look cracked, placing it between the plastic sheets, and then a gentle push. Peel it off. And now we're going to actually stuff our empanada. And here I've got some pre-done seasoned ground beef, and we're going to put about a heaping tablespoon in there. And then cheddar cheese is what we chose today. Simple, but tried and true. And then you're going to bunch it in the center and pinch it from the middle and work your way out to one side. Make sure everything's kind of stuffed in and close up the other side. And then I always set it on the counter and just do a gentle press and make sure everything is sealed in nicely. And then we're just going to repeat this process for each empanada. Nice roll. Kind of flatten your roll a little, make sure your edges look good. Between your plastic wrap and a gentle press. Peel it off and then continue to fill. Some other options outside of beef, you could do a chicken and cheese, you could do sweet potato black bean, you could do a black bean and corn, veggies. Really, it's limitless. We've actually done caramel apple and made it a dessert with a drizzle on top. And now we're going to take a fork and seal the edges nicely so they look pretty, and then we just kind of double checking and making sure everything's closed up well with a fork here. And we're going to do this to all of our empanadas. And I made 20 empanadas. I did have just a little bit of dough left over, but 20 was more than we needed. Here they are sealed before we're cooking them. So now we're going to test our hot oil. As you can see, I got about a ½ inch. And then we're going to do a test empanada here. About 1 to 1.5 minutes on each side is all that you need. Have a nice strainer tool there to make sure that the oil is off of our empanadas as we pull them out. And I'm going to use 2 tools for turning so we don't splash. I just use a wooden spoon and then my slotted spoon. As you can see, it's a nice golden brown. And once we've done a test, now we're going to set ourselves up to cook all of our empanadas. My pan is fairly large and I'm only going to do 4 at a time. I probably could do more, but it will cool the oil down and make for a greasier product. You want that oil to stay nice and hot. Should be a nice good bubble. You can see both sides. Again, we're going to do about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes on each side, making sure they're not sticking to the bottom here. Get them ready to flip here, and then I just repeated this process I think 4 to 5 times until we finished them off. And then I just put them onto a plate with a paper towel, and actually I transfer them to my cookie sheet lined with foil, and you can keep them warm at about 200 in the oven as you're cooking through. Here we are removing them again, all 4 nice golden brown. And we're just going to let them kind of drain on our paper towel. You can even blot them a little more with another paper towel if you'd like to. And then while these are cooking, you can have your side dishes going at the same time. So I had already pre-done a homemade Mexi style rice, and then I have black beans on the back burner. So that way everything's timed well when you're done cooking. And here we have our empanadas. I had 20 of them, but a child stole a couple before leaving that day. They are delicious. Here's our final product. Beef and cheese empanadas made with a masa. Very simple dough, served with the Mexi rice, black beans, salsa. There's all the extra in the back. This makes for a great meal, and honestly, they're great to store in the refrigerator for grab and go. You can heat them in a convection oven and enjoy. Delicious.